Tonight at the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, we're going to go through the Revival's contract that they got let go with WWE and how they had to negotiate with WWE and what they had to give up in order to get out their contract, and their contract did not get extended for injuries that they had in the past. Also, ACH pops out of nowhere after almost 5 months that we haven't heard from him since his last appearance in MLW. Before that, he's tweet and rants against WWE and say, claiming that WWE was racist. Also, Jeff Cobb claims his appearance in AEW helped Ring of Honor. That and much more on the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. Welcome back, guys. This is your Ultimate One from New York City, of course. Coming back with the Chokeslam Wrestling Report in YouTube. We're going to be talking about 3 topics, as I mentioned in the beginning. Let's start off with the Revival. As you guys know, the Revival left WWE after WWE released them of their contract, and they were not giving a 90-day clause where they couldn't compete. But we figured, well, they were home and they were not being used. They send them home without pay. They were still under the contract. So WWE let them go. I said, okay, this is a good move. They asked for the release. They asked for the release back in 2019, the beginning of 2019, and several times, according to Fightful.com and other internet dirt sheets. But one thing that was very apparent, something had to be up, because not as WrestleZone claims, last week news emerged that WWE attempting to block several of Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler's trademark. Now, the duo formerly known as the Revival in the WWE had attempted to acquire several terms for use in the future, likely AEW endeavors, including No Flips, Just Fist, FTR KO, and Say Yeah. Fightful is reporting today that the team didn't have those trademarks rightfully with thousands of their own money, but then willingly gave them up as part of the contract negotiation, which means they gave them up because they wanted to leave WWE. WWE, again, being petty, you're going to use their trademarks against them, because otherwise they would have have to, they would have to stay in WWE, because their contract, they're still under contract, and when they first appeared from the NXT roster, when they came up, and I think it was WrestleMania 34, it could be, when they came up to the WWE roster, one of them got hurt. And now, this is a new thing that WWE has, that if you get hurt, more time is added to your contract. That was the best way for them to keep them away from AEW. But after they asked for the release back in the beginning of 2019, they were given the tag team titles. Short-lived reign, but they gave them the tag team titles. Then they put them with Randy Orton as part of a team. They were, I think they were supposed to be a faction, but that didn't work. I don't know whether. When the Revivals were released as a team, it was a surprise. Both of them had months left on their contract, had an injury, had ensured that one of them will be released before the other. And that's what I'm talking about. One of them got hurt, and I think they were going to add time to the contract, and he wasn't going to come out of his contract after the summer. So Fightful give us a hard number, saying that WWE was prepared to extend the former Scott Dawson deal onto the end of the summer, while Dash contract was up in June. The two parties went back and forth and emerged with a deal that would let the duo stick together and release, but without some of the gimmicks that they had cultivated in Stanford. Again, WWE being petty. What are they going to do? They're going to use that now to their advantage, where now they could, use it for another team. I mean, if you even attempt to do something like that, it'll be done. But I mean, the Revival were a team, bro, that when I first saw them at NXT, they were a team that reminded me of Tully Blanchard and R. Anderson, the way they wrestled, that old school style of wrestling. And I fell in love with them right away. And then when they were fighting against, I think correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was the Alpha Male, something like that. That Chad Gable was part of that team, and the Kurt Angle's supposedly son was in there. When I first saw them in an NXT Takeover, I just fell in love with the Revival, and their feud with DIY, Gargano and Ciampa was classic. I think it was Takeover 2 in New York, which it was. They had that classic match, and it's crazy because this team, I actually thought once they came up the roster, they were going to be a team to beat, and nobody was going to touch them. They were going to be untouchable. But apparently, Vince McMahon had other things in mind, and he felt that they were not going to succeed, and put them in skids where at one point one of them, I think Dashwood or Wilder, one of them, Dawson and Wilder, one of them, was shaving the other one's back, which put them right there. They killed their gimmick with that feud against the Uso. They killed the gimmick right there, and right there they lost all credibility as a tag team, and they asked for the release, and not once, several times. But WWE did not want to let them go because of the AEW effect. I don't care what anybody says, but that's exactly what it was. The next news that came up through Fightful also was ACH. ACH was in some podcast saying that he was angry at he was not, and I guess in the right frame of mind during that time, and he was angry because he was not booked correctly. So let me get this straight. You went on a rampage back in October 2019 because they made a shirt that looked like it was black man's lips and the teeth with your name, Miles. I forgot what that was. Jordan Miles. That's what was the name. And you went on a tirade and pissed off and said that WWE was racist. They should have never done that. That they never cleared it with him. And I'm saying to myself, okay, they never cleared it with you. I mean, because when you do sketch is different. You may not notice certain things. You don't know if it's going to be what you think it is. And once that shirt came out, he went on a rampage. And not only did he went on a rampage, but he brought other people that do not even work in WWE into the fold. He called out Jay Lethal out of all people. Jay Lethal's been working with Ring of Honor for God knows for almost 8 years. And he called them that when he was working in Ring of Honor, he was Ring of Honor's boy, which pretty much was a racist comment. Trying to say he was, I'm not even going to touch that subject. I'm just going to leave that one alone. But otherwise, Geoff Croft, he was Geoff Croft's boy. And that's why ACH didn't get the push that he wanted because Jay Lethal was taking all the spotlight. First of all, Jay Lethal was already there before you got the ACH. 2012, he was the World TV champion, television champion. Then he was the world champion and the TV champion. And this is where, by the way, WWE got the idea to give Seth Rollins the world title and the United States title because they bit off of that. Seth Rollins also does the same thing that Jay Lethal does 3 times. He bit that off also. Just one of you WWE fans who love to criticize every promotion. I just wanted to bring that up. But anyway, so he was already a superstar before you even got there in 2014. Now, the fact that they may not have used you because Ring of Honor had a crop of talent during that time, and there was too many, and maybe you didn't fit there. You went to Japan. You teamed up with several wrestlers over there. You could have took advantage of that because if you make it in Japan, you make it anywhere. So the fact that you didn't even bother to even acknowledge that you could have made something out of yourself in Japan, sharpen your skills a little bit, and maybe when you came back to the state, maybe somebody would be like, "This is the guy I want on my roster. I want him to be one of my top guys." But you decided to go to NXT, and NXT was full of talent. WWE was hoarding talent, as you could well see what happened a couple of weeks ago. Dark Wednesday, Black Wednesday, they let 40-something wrestlers go because they were hoarding all of them. And you would have been in part of that. Leo Rush got caught in that. And Leo Rush may not wrestle again because he put it in a tweet that he may not wrestle again. You know what I'm saying? He's another guy who had issues. So But then you went a little step further than that. You included Cedric Alexander on the situation. Well, Cedric Alexander has been quiet. Yet, they haven't been booking him like he's supposed to. But then you went and called WWE racist. Now, do I agree with some of that? Maybe. As a Latino podcaster, I could say maybe. But there's been wrestlers of color who have succeeded in WWE. You just didn't have the patience. You went into NXT thinking that they were going to push you in front of everybody when Kushida's there, and Kushida hasn't even gotten pushed like the way he was getting pushed in Japan. But you wanted to get pushed. And you went on a rampage when they put that shirt up, and you just lost it. And now you came. Then the crazy part is that you left. You took independent shows. You came back to MLW for the Opera Cup in New York and teamed up with, I forgot who the hell he teamed up that night. You teamed up with somebody and you come back and you expect the crowd to embrace you when you went on a rampage. You cursed the crowd out because according to people that I know that went to that tournament in New York where they were taping, you was not, a lot of people were booing you, and you went and got pissed off and cursed the crowd out, and you left. And then next thing you know, you put a Twitter that you said, I quit. And now you want to come back and apologize 5 months later when already the damage has been done. Now you say you don't know what your passion is. If you would have just stood quiet and just let things happen, you know what I'm saying? Then who knows? Something would have happened. I mean, you probably would have been one of the top guys and they were Velveteen Dream. You could have been a tag team with Velveteen Dream. But you couldn't wait. You wanted to skip the line in front of everybody. And that's not the way it works in professional wrestling. You should know better. You've been around for a long time. Let's talk about Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb believes his AEW appearance helped Ring of Honor. And this was back in February 12th when he came as a hired gun for Chris Jericho to wrestle Jon Moxley. His appearance in AEW was great. Now, was I excited because he fought Jon Moxley? He fought Jon Moxley in Japan at the G1 Climax last year. So I had seen them wrestle with Moxley, but he fits perfectly in AEW, but he was not exclusive to AEW. So he could go wherever he wants to. But like I said back in January, okay, this is the way it is now in the independent show. I think there should not be no exclusive contract where a wrestler could go wherever he wants, and whoever pays him better, he'll show up. Do it like the territories, like they did back in the day. Hey, listen, Jeff Cobb is a beast. This guy, I always loved him, even when he was a little heavier. He won the Battle of Los Angeles, I think, a couple of years ago. He was the Ring of Honor TV champion for a long time, for over a year, I think. And he wrestles in Japan. He was the never open weight champion and the Ring of Honor TV champion at the same time. He had a great match with Will Ospreay in the G1 Supercard. And this guy, I'm telling you, this is the way, something came into my mind the other day. What AEW should do, instead of that all out, make it all in. All in part 2. All the promotions, CMNL, New Japan, NWA, Ring of Honor. If you want to bring Impact in it, if you can, which Impact don't really have a lot of guys except Michael Elgin, and now most of they're pushing, who now walks around with that TNA belt, which don't know why, but again, clout, I guess. Bring all these little promotions and make what you did back in 2018 all in. The Super Bowl of wrestling for the summer. Do you know how many people will go to that? I mean, it'll be crazy, And again, talking about Jeff Cobb, he thinks he's going to end up signing exclusively somewhere. I think he's going to end up exclusively signing with Ring of Honor. The fact, and I'm going to say why, the fact that Ring of Honor works with New Japan, that alone is something that he would like to work at, Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor, because, he's not exclusive, but New Japan. But he wrestles in Japan, he gets more, his skills sharpen even more. You can get pushed over there. I mean, you can't ask for nothing better than that. Jeff Cobb signing with Ring of Honor would be perfect. If he signs with AEW, that's perfect too. But Ring of Honor needs all the help they can. And now with Marty Scurll on top as the head booker, and what his ideas got. Listen, guys, when I tell you, once this CV is over and fans are able to come back and you get to see all these wrestlers back, I can see a magic coming. And I keep saying it. WWE had a stronghold on the wrestling world for so long. Now, because of moves that McMahon has been making, now everything is falling apart on his side. And it's like the wheels are falling off. And now he had to let go 40-something wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? Zack Ryder maybe ending up in AEW. I can see Heath Slater maybe go to MLW. Aiden English, he could go to MLW and teamed up with former Val Villain partner in joint contract unit. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things. They let go 40-something wrestlers. The Gallows and Anderson, they're going back to Japan and they're going to go back to Bullet Club. And that's going to be exciting. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? Just feel that WWE right now is a totally mess. It's a total mess. You don't know what's going to happen. Now you got Nia Jax acting like she's a tough girl. I mean, Becky Lynch joining some Marvel movie. I don't know what Marvel movies making, but the bottom line is wrestling will be great again. We don't need WWE. Well, we need WWE because they do the WrestleManias and they help the small indie shows. But WWE is not the all how do you say that? The be all end all. And that's what I meant. The be all, the end all. But they're not the one. They're not. It's not about money anymore. So people need to stop saying, oh, but they make more money. So what? They're making more money and now they're $550 million in debt. So, and they're going to make $1 billion, but they got a bunch of lawsuits coming at them from everywhere, even investors. You think that's not going to hurt their stock? You know what I'm saying? The stock is still at $44 as of today, but who knows? You know? But these three topics are something that you look at. Look what they did to the Revival. You had to take the trademarks, really, to release them? Like, why did you just release them? You got enough tag teams. And you notice how things are happening to the WWE, not the Usos. Jimmy Uso is out for 6 to 9 months. He's hurt. Kevin Owens is hurt with an ankle injury. You got all these guys getting hurt. And you're working with a skeleton crew. Austin Theory, who McMahon looked at him as one of the best guys to come in a long time because of, he's only 21 years old. You're burying him every week in Raw. Selena Vega is trying to be Selena De La Renta from MLW. And I don't care what anybody says. She has the Promoción Dorados. Everybody is Hispanic wrestler or Latino wrestler. That's what WWE is trying to do. It makes no sense when you put Austin Theory in there because Austin Theory is not Latino. So, you think they're not biting? They bite for everybody. They don't have no creativity. You think that WrestleMania 36 thing was, it has to be too big for 2 nights? No, you got that from Japan. Wrestle Kingdom. 2 nights they had it. 2 nights, but here's the best part though. New Japan had fans because this was way before the CV, but you try to do the same thing. So the Impact did the same thing. 2 nights. Everybody wants to buy from other ones. But WWE is known to take creativity that don't belong to them and try to add it as their own. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, guys, this is it. I needed to put a podcast. I attempted to do a podcast yesterday with a friend of mine, the JM from JM Report JM, and apparently I messed up. I didn't push. I had some technical difficulty, but hopefully I'll be able to do another podcast with him sometime, maybe next week or during the week, and I'll probably put it for this weekend coming up. But that's sure to happen. We're gonna have a lot of talk about WWE, all the WWE stuff, all the releases that happen, our thoughts and our feedback on that. Guys, if you like what you're listening to, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button, give me that thumbs up. That will help me real greatly, as you could help me in the search engine. People can find me quicker. Also, if you guys check the top, you can see the links, my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, Anchor, and the Anchor app link is to my audio podcast that I do on Sunday and Thursdays. Sundays I just do wrestling rumors and news, and Thursday I do the AEW review from the night before and some wrestling rumors and news. So check it out. But, get to know me if you want. Let me know what you think about this video. Give me your comments, your feedback on this. If you like it, hey, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, I mean, it is what it is. You're welcome to your opinion. And feel you want to give your opinion on my take on these 3 topics, let me know. Until then, guys, this is your ultimate one from New York City. I'm telling you, be safe, social distancing, wear that mask, and take care of yourself. Until then, I'll see y'all guys soon.